determination. So many other stories. Some of the professors and teachers as well, or another one of our famous scholars that we had a little bit of interaction with here in Houston when he came last year, Shaykh Ahmed Nuaina, perhaps one of the top scholars of Quran and of recitation alive today. He's one of the living legends. Right? You have Abdul Basit, Manshawi, Qusari. These are all passed away. These are the real legends, right? The new generation of those Egyptian Qurra, you have a Qaratushi and you have a Nuaina. This is this level of people, right? Look up Ahmed Nuaina on YouTube. You will find one of the highest hits of Islamic recitation. And he came to Houston last year. We also had a time to discuss with him. When he came to our program, and I had a time to discuss with him, Shaykh, how did you start? And I didn't know his story. But again, a story that tells us that, subhanAllah, when you set your goal somewhere, and you just persist and you're dedicated, Allah will open up doors and you will go places you never thought you would go. Shaykh Ahmed Nuaina is actually a pediatrician by training. Pediatrician. And he's, by the way, still a full-time doctor. He's still a full-time doctor. Shaykh Ahmed told us that when I was in my late 20s, and he was born in a secular family, a very upper-class, rich Egyptian family, he was not that practicing. When I was in my upper 20s, the himma came. Allah Azza wa Jalla just gave me the desire. I want to memorize the Quran. I want to memorize the Quran. Bit too late for many people, late 20s, early 30s, but he said, you know what, I'm going to do it. And it so happened, he's in Egypt, and scholars are, mashallah, everywhere in Egypt. It so happened that in his local masjid was one of the professors of Al-Azhar who teaches Quran, qira'at and recitation. Egypt is Cairo. So it just so happened one of his local people in the masjid is a sheikh of qira'at. So he goes to the sheikh and he says, Sheikh, I want to memorize the Quran, but I'm a doctor and I don't have that much time. So just help me out. So the sheikh said, okay, I don't have much time as well for one-on-ones, I'm a busy guy, but let's do this. Every day, you will have to memorize and perfect 2 lines of the Quran, but I have only one condition. There's no such thing as a vacation for you. Every single day, 2 lines of the Quran, you memorize it with all of the different qira'at and tones and tajweed, you perfect it. The sheikh said to us, I said, Sheikh, 2 lines? I know I'm busy, but I can do more than 2 lines. But his sheikh was persistent, no. He was insistent, no, not more than 2. You will only do 2 lines, but you will perfect them, and you will do them on a daily basis. And so the sheikh said, I have no choice. He's the only guy I can study with. I'm a busy guy. I come home. This is the only masjid I'm going to come to. So he began. And he was persistent. And he was punctual. Every day after Maghrib, they'd sit with the sheikh, do the 2 lines, 5 minutes, and that's it. But Allah Azza wa Jalla blessed Shaykh Ahmed Nuaina with a voice that is like one of the flutes of David, as the Prophet said. He heard somebody reciting Quran, and he said, Allah has given you one of the flutes of David. And Shaykh Ahmed Nuaina, he seems to have one of these flutes of David, that Allah has just given it to him. And so slowly but surely, the Shaykh is a full-time pediatrician, and I asked him, Shaykh, do you still work? He goes, yes, of course, that's how I get my list, I still work as a pediatrician. Slowly but surely, doors opened up. People began inviting him. He perfected Quran. He memorized all 10 qira'at, the entire Quran. He memorized all of the different, it's called the intonations of the Quran, it's not just recitation, it's also the rhythm, if you like. There are different styles. And Allah blessed him to have that type of ear to do it. And he became a master to the extent that now nobody knows him as a pediatrician. The world knows him as one of the top Quran scholars of the world. Even though he didn't start his life as a Quran scholar. But again, persistence, dedication, having a vision and goal, and simply not caring about it, just doing it. And again, I am sure if anybody had told the Sheikh, you're going to one day be the world famous scholar, he would have laughed. He goes, come on, I'm just a guy in the hospital, I'm a pediatrician, I'm just memorizing the Quran, my own passion. But he didn't put any barriers. He just went with the flow. He had persistence, and he let Allah Azza wa Jalla open the doors for him. And subhanAllah, this is exactly what Islam tells us to do. Our religion is not a religion that is encouraging mediocrity. Allah never wants us to be average. Never in the Quran does Allah say, just do the minimum and that's it. Always Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us to strive for perfection, to strive for excellence, to aim for the very highest. And in fact, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran, in more than 4 verses, Allah says, Sabiqu wastabiqu, race one another, Beat everybody else, Allah is saying. Istabiqul khayrat. Make sure you're the winner. Sabiqu. All of you should be racing and make sure you're the winner to Allah's maghfirah and Allah's jannah. Allah doesn't suggest just cross the finishing line. No, Allah is telling you, be with the best and strive.